All right, how we doing? So this is my third video today. It's good to be able to put some videos out. It's been very, very busy here in Las Vegas. I work in the gig industry, and they got all these activities going on. For example, this F1 race, and it's good to be able to spend some time with the family here. How's everybody doing today? Thank you for your time. Now you may hear a little bit of because I'm in a car wash, okay, but it's not going to supersede my voice. So, all right, if you want to, if you're wondering about all the extra noise. So let me get into another subject here, okay? There's something that is just nonsense, okay? And I just think that this story is a result of bad decision making, bad money management, okay? And people just think that they're too smart, okay? But they things like law enforcement, all right, or these things do come to light, okay? What I'm about to talk about. Excuse me. Let me get a little closer to the camera. So we all know him, okay? That or people in that era from 2007, maybe 2006 to maybe about 2020. So if you're probably about 30, 40 years old, you probably know this guy, all right? Or know of him. His name is Glen Davis. They called him Big Baby, if you remember Big Baby, the basketball player. He come out of LSU. He got drafted like late in the second round, but he was fairly popular for a short period of time because of his size. Okay, 6'9", about 320 pounds, and he could run the floor to be as big as he was. Well, this guy has been convicted, and he's looking at 20 years. I don't think he's going to do 20 years. He might do 3 to 5 years, okay, with good behavior, okay, for conspiracy to commit wire fraud. It was like a plethora of charges. Um, Insurance fraud, okay, conspiracy to commit it, and also falsifying statements, okay, to acquire money. You know, a wire fraud alone is 20 years. I don't know if y'all knew that, okay? It was like some type of elaborate scheme, and I did a video about that. Maybe I don't know, about 8-9 months ago. His name was Terrence Williams, was the ringleader of this scheme. Okay, to uh, extort money out of the NBA. Okay, for medical reasons, false medical claims. All right, and he was convicted himself, and I did a video about that. Okay, now basically what this scheme was, uh, there was 18 people, by the way, 18 or 20, including some doctors, okay, that were in on it that signed false statements that are getting caught up in this. So these players, and they had the doctors to sign off on stuff like any type of medical and dental work that they've done that they didn't do, or any type of prosthetics, okay? I don't know, knee pads, whatever, okay? But I'm just using knee pads for example, or you know, and they filed false claims and they never got this stuff. All right, had the doctors to sign off on it. All right, and now Big Baby is another player. I can't think of his name, but the other player got acquitted. But they want to get Big Baby. They want to get the popular people, okay, because everybody knows. Actually, Glen Big Baby Davis is probably the most popular out of these 20 guys that then got caught up. Okay, so that's who they want to get. They don't want B or C. They want grade A, maybe triple A. All right. Now, Big Baby played in the NBA for like 9 years. He'd also played like in some type of semi-pro league, and he played a little bit of ball in the big three. I don't see why he couldn't have maybe played a few years overseas and made a few $1,000,000 there, but he made $34 million. And this guy got caught up over some wire in that scheme for like $5 million. I don't even think he would even got half of that by the time it's all done. By the time he had to pay people off, taxes and all that, okay, a million, maybe in $1.5 million, okay. And he's gotten some trouble before, and I think that this is one of the factors that add up about something about some marijuana that he found in his room, okay, here about 5 years ago for $90,000, okay, and $90,000 in cash. Maybe thinking this stuff doesn't add up, but it does, okay. It is what it is. Where this guy, I'm thinking again, if he could have managed his money right, maybe just got just a few more gigs, he could have maybe had some money saved up. And I know that taxes and if you got responsibilities, children, you eat up a lot of that money. But I would think that if you made $34 million, he'd probably have about a good 2-3 million, and then, just work for whatever that you need to have. About 80% of those athletes during that era are broke. The few people, and I know a couple of guys or whatever, or knew of, or maybe dated a lady that, for example, her father played in the NFL. Most of those guys that do have a little bit of money saved up, they're still working, okay? But you still got to work to keep whatever that you have, okay? To make the money, and then, you keep your money in reserve. I mean, really all this is set up. These players, when they get drafted in the NBA or the NFL, is really for generational wealth for most of them, okay? But then again, most of them, they live, particularly like in the NFL, but many of them, they live check to check, okay? But when they get that type of money, like a $50 million, $100 million contract, that's, again, that money's supposed to be passed down for generations if they know what they were doing, okay? A lot of the athletes are a lot smarter now, okay? Guys like Jalen Hurts, or let's say the other guy, LeVar Jackson, I believe, the guy plays for Baltimore, all right, that they're making smarter decisions with their money because they learned from the older guys' mistakes, okay? And a lot of the older guys, they didn't get the money that the players are getting now, so they're doing other things like working, or I don't know, they could be in the media and that type of stuff. Like, for example, Shannon Sharp, he made okay money. I think he made pretty good money, but he's actually making more money now commentating than he is in the NBA. So is Charles Barkley, okay? A lot of the older guys, that they're going to, they continue working, or they've gotten stuff in businesses and stuff like that. But it seemed like it's many of the middle-aged people, all right, that got that money and just went buck wild. Only a few, okay? Only a few. And those are the people with business sense. But this is a reflection, okay, that Glen Davis, in closing, okay, of a bunch of bad decision making, probably lifestyle, okay, that he couldn't afford. And now that he's almost 40, they turn around and bite him in the backside. But it seems like a lot of these guys, like when they're long retired, and I guess when they can't get anything more out of them, a lot of this stuff pops up, okay, about incidents like this. And it's really, really sad, okay? Again, where these 18 or 20 players were set up probably to be rich for the rest of their life, to say the least. Maybe, maybe not generational wealth, but at least to be rich for the rest of their life, to where they can pass it down maybe to one generation, maybe two. And now these 18 or 20 guys are going to jail with nothing to show for it, okay? After all they've contributed to the NBA. Now, I mean, let alone all the hard work, okay, that it takes to get to the NBA, and it's only 1 or 2% they even get to college from high school, and then 1 or 2% of that 1% they get to pro sports. All the waste. So let me know what you think about the video here. Thank you for your time. Like, subscribe, share, Cash App, $Winston Spivey if you want to donate.